Good day. This is Jason Morano, and I'm a Senior Security Solutions Consultant with Quest Software. Today, we're going to be covering the Quest On-Demand Security Guardian. And in this video segment, we're going to be covering uncertified privileged objects. What are they? What you want to do in your environment and configuring them. So we're going to start here at the dashboard. The certified tier 0 objects, those are on-prem privileged objects. These are the privileged objects that are in ENTRA that we pull from your ENTRA tenant when we make the connection with the ENTRA ID collector. Then we run our assessments, our security assessments, against these principles, helping identify any type of security issues you need to be concerned with. So let's start here. We're going to look at the three actual roles, service principals, and users. What we do by default is do a scan based on Microsoft's groups and roles and users that have service principals that are more than just a user level, but they are privileged. And we pull them back. So we're using Microsoft's own list to evaluate, and then it's your job as a user of the solution to make sure you either investigate or just accept that role because you're aware of what it is and what it does, and certify it so that we can, on the back end, Security Guardian, go through a security assessment and make sure there's nothing there that you need to, for hygiene purposes, worry about, and for security purposes, see anomalous activity and any threats that could be possibly going on in your ENTRA account. So it's very important for our customers to go in and not just go past the uncertified privilege objects, but dig into them and certify them. So you have a couple of different places you can go. You could go view all, and all that's going to do is take you here to privileged objects. You can also add a privilege object, which I'll cover in a second. I'm just going to go to privilege objects. You're going to see that I already have certified some objects. The domain itself, there is an automatic addition to a privileged object done by our ENTRA connector automatically. And the actual environment itself, the tenant in Microsoft, will automatically be certified. It will show up no matter if you knew that it was going to be here or not, and you cannot remove or decertify its privileged flag in our system. There is no way. We do it automatically because we already know that this is a certified object. So I wanted to cover that because I've had people say, hey, I want to remove or modify my tenant itself, and the answer is you can't. So let's just cover that first. The filtering in this section works just like in the tier 0 for on-prem Active Directory, where you can go through the different filters, right? So I can decide, maybe I filter this. It either contains or does not contain a particular tenant. You might have multiple tenants connected. The object type itself, whether it be a group, role, service principal, tenant, or user. And you can also do by added by, so it could be the system, our collector has identified this object and has now added it, or a user has manually identified or entered a manual object in from the tenant to be certified as tier 0. And certification status is exactly that. It either equals or doesn't equal certified or not certified. So if I just wanted to look at all my not certified and realize what me and my team have to go through, then the answer is that's what I'll do here. So you're going to see I have a user here. I could click on this and you will see is a member of a privileged role global administrator. So right there, if your team is thinking, or you're thinking through this and saying, okay, well, I didn't realize Isaiah Langer is a global administrator in my environment, I need to remove that privilege. Well, then you're going to be going into ENTRA and removing it. So this is a really easy, this shouldn't be a very hard practice to go through to be a security administrator. It's one of those default privilege roles. So I am definitely going to check it and hit certify privilege. Now, in the event I want to remove a certified object, you can just go in and find it. I'm filtering on not certified, so this list is going to get shorter and shorter as I go through. I could just clear this, look for any of the certified, or go in and say certified, and now I can just find it. So if I wanted to, I could say application administrator uncertified privilege and remove it. I wouldn't do this with something I knew. What happens is with the security assessment, the findings that we search through your environment for, well, if we're missing a certified object and it's an actual attack and or some type of exploit that's being carried out by the object I just now have uncertified, well, it's not going to be showing up in your findings. So you won't be getting that in your email alerts about potential threats being carried out or hygiene issues that you need to clean up. So it's important to go through this. Once they're in here, as you saw, you have the ability to also add privileged. So I might have an object that I have created additional privileges on that I'm aware of. This happens with on-prem Active Directory when we're looking at, say, MSOL accounts is a great example, and I used it in the last recording covering the on-prem Active Directory Tier 0 certification. You know, MSOL, I know, so I'm going to go ahead and search it out. In this environment, I don't have anything set up, but you would start searching for it. So whatever the name was, I can start going through and finding what it is and then go ahead and add it if I needed to. So I have Al Administrator. Maybe that is the privileged account I want to certify. So I would hit save. And now it's considered a privileged object. So we'll use that as an example. I don't have any solid ones, but it seemed like a good one. Once this is done, this should be clean. And the only times you should be getting an email once you have gone through and certified all your objects is for any uncertified objects. So if something new gets added, you will want to certify it as soon as you can. It's going to be important because you don't know who added it unless it was on a change night and you added it, and now you can just certify it. That's the importance of keeping this clean. One last thing I'm going to cover here in the event that you need to, you can always export this to CSV. So it'll just go through a process where it's going to dump out into a comma separated value format, and then I can open it up in Excel and then see all the certified versus non-certified. It's good if you're doing a true up report and you just need some quick information at your fingertips. Once you're done, you should have 100% of your ENTRA and hopefully your Active Directory Tier 0 objects being certified, and they will show up here. I want to thank you for joining me for this recording.